Welcome to the Milford Ultimate Next Gen Towbar installation video for the Isuzu MUX and Holden Trailblazer. The installation times for a professional fitter and beginner fitter are shown on screen. These are the parts that come with the towbar. These are the tools required for the installation of the towbar. We begin the installation by removing the spare wheel. Open the tailgate on the vehicle and retrieve the spare wheel removal kit. Remove the trim cover and insert the tool to lower the spare wheel. Remove the spare wheel from underneath the vehicle. Remove the shipping anchor from underneath the rear of the vehicle by removing the two bolts connecting it to the chassis rail. On the Trailblazer, familiarise yourself with the three bumper support brackets. On the right hand side bumper support bracket, remove the screw holding the lower part of the bracket to the bumper. Remove the two nuts connecting the top of the bumper bracket to the vehicle, then remove the bumper support bracket. Repeat for the other two bumper support brackets. On the MUX, remove the clips on each of the bumper support brackets, connecting the lower part of the bracket to the bumper. Remove the two nuts securing the right hand side bumper support bracket to the vehicle and remove the bracket. On the left hand side bumper support bracket, cut the zip tie holding the wiring harness in place and remove the bumper support bracket. On the centre bumper support bracket, remove the two nuts and cut the zip tie holding the wiring harness in place. Remove the bumper support bracket from the vehicle. On the MUX, place masking tape over the area shown on the lower part of the bumper. Find the centre of the bumper using the existing centre bumper bracket hole and mark a line using a steel rule. Place masking tape straight up along the marked line. Mark a line 45mm horizontally from the centre on both sides, at the bottom of the bumper up to approximately 100mm from the bottom of the bumper. Draw a line 95mm up from the bottom of the bumper along the marked points on both sides as shown. Mark a line across the top of the lines. Measure and mark 10mm horizontally in from both sides as shown. Measure and mark 10mm vertically down from the top line as shown. This will be the location for the 20mm hole saw. On the Trailblazer, place masking tape in the area shown. Find the centre of the bumper using a tape measure. Measure and mark 45mm down from the top of the lower part of the bumper on both sides of the centre of the bumper. Mark a line horizontally connecting the two marked points. Place a line of masking tape vertically in the centre of the bumper as shown. Measure 45mm out from the centre of the bumper on both sides, at the line marked previously. Measure 45mm out from the centre of the bumper on both sides, at the bottom of the bumper. Place masking tape from the bottom of the bumper to the top marked lines on both sides, as shown. Measure and mark 10mm down from the top line on both sides. Measure and mark 10mm in from both sides to find the locations for the hole saw. The method to cut the bumper is the same for both the MUX and the Trailblazer. Carefully use a 20mm hole saw to cut through the marked locations. Use a multi-tool to cut through the marked vertical lines. Use a multi-tool to cut through the marked horizontal line. Remove the cut piece from the bumper. Remove the masking tape from the bumper. Carefully file the edges of the bumper cut to clean the area. On the Trailblazer, cut and remove the trim plug bracket using a multi-tool. Attach the left-hand side plate to the chassis rail using 4 number 6 bolts. Tighten the bolts, but still leave so the side plate can move freely. Lift the main bar and lock it into the left-hand side plate. Attach a number 5 bolt through the top hole, connecting the side plate to the main bar, and secure it in place with a number 8 nut. Attach the right hand side plate to the main bar using a number 5 bolt and a number 8 nut in the bottom hole. Maneuver the right hand side plate up to the chassis rail and secure it in place using 4 number 6 bolts. Tighten the bolts to secure the tow bar in place. Repeat on the other side. On the Trailblazer, attach 2 number 7 bolts through the vertical mounting holes on the right hand side of the vehicle. Tighten the bolts and repeat on the other side. On the MUX, attach 2 number 7 bolts through the vertical mounting holes on the left hand side plate and tighten the bolts. On the right hand side, cut the midpoint of the bolt assembly and feed them through the chassis rail and into the vertical mounting holes. Secure it in place with the number 8 nuts and tighten the nuts. Attach the remaining number 5 bolts connecting the side plates to the main bar on both sides. Tighten the nuts and bolts. Torque the nuts and bolts using a calibrated torque wrench to the recommended torque level on screen. On the Trailblazer, torque the nuts and bolts to the recommended torque level on screen. Repeat on the other side. On the MUX, torque the nuts and bolts through the vertical mounting holes on the left-hand side plate to the recommended torque level on screen. On the right-hand side, torque the nuts and bolts through the vertical mounting holes to the recommended torque level on screen. Torque the bolts to the recommended torque level on screen. Repeat on the other side. On the MUX, reattach the original bumper support bracket clips through the bumper and the inside of the bracket holes on the tow bar. On the Trailblazer, drill through the 2 tabs using a 10mm drill bit as shown. Place a number 19 bolt with a number 21 flat washer under the head through the 2 tabs and the bumper bracket. Secure the bolt in place with a number 21 flat washer and number 20 nut. Tighten the bolt and nut using a spanner and Allen key. Affix the Towbar information label in a conspicuous location on the inner panel of the driver's door opening. You have now finished installing the Milford Ultimate Next Gen Towbar for the Isuzu MUX and Holden Trailblazer. Enjoy your towing.